Irish guy, Mike. The news here. So many Premier League managers have lost their job. Do you know about this?
It's over. We're safe now.
Was this you? What happened?
I won.
I am the Irish guy and everybody dance! Everybody celebrate! He's gone! He's gone! Graham Potter's gone! Yes! He's gone! He's gone! Graham Potter's gone! I want to scream it from the rooftops! I want to scream it in the street!
And as Graham Potter's been sacked! Hey, they're loving it! Hey!
I don't care if I wake the neighbors. Potter is gone! He's finished! He's no more! Yes, yes, yes! Graham Potter has been sacked! It's happened! This former manager, a guy who spent nearly a decade living in the Swedish hills, he no longer has a job.
Oh, Irish guy, in this current financial state, to laugh at a family man losing his job, you have no class!
What? Are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? Potter was on a contract worth £10 million a year. Okay. Raise your hands if you work somewhere like McDonald's. If you get sacked from that job for, I don't know, repeatedly turning up to work late, or if your manager caught you injecting ear medicine into the chicken nuggets, you would get a severance package of what? 40 quid? Enough money to spend on a steak? Yeah. Potter is walking out that door with a check for £50 million. Graham Potter has been a manager so bad that Todd Bowley is willing to part with £50 million to get rid. Yeah, 50 million. That was once a world record fee paid for Zidane. Now it's just used to dump ex-Swansea hipster coaches who probably order fermented banana sandwiches for tea. Todd Bowley let Graham Potter spend £323 million in January. That is a shopping spree so damn insane. It's like getting into a relationship with a woman. I mean, you're 3 months in. You've already noticed that she moans, complains, likes to suffocate puppies in the bath, and yet you still give her 10 credit cards to buy shoes. And now, Chelsea, you're sitting in 11th. Don't you tell me that Graham Potter didn't want the players. Mikhailo Mudryk, a £90 million buy from Shakhtar Donetsk. That's got hipster pick written all over his face. If Potter had signed Mudryk for Brighton for about £20 million, good signing, yes, but not 90 mil for Chelsea. Potter has been sacked, and both Aubameyang and Zakaria have actually gone on social media and liked the post announcing he was fired. See, it's not just me who's laughing at this. You're probably all feeling sorry for Potter because...
Oh, he's such a nice chap and has got a neat little beard.
Yeah, your grandmother probably finds him cute. I don't feel sorry for him. This isn't like losing your job at Burger King. He's not gonna have to eat his underpants for tea. He's not having to choose which child to sell on the dark web. I mean, you think he's lying awake, terrified about whether or not he has enough cash to buy porridge? You think he's worried that his wife will run off with his brother? No, I'm sorry, Graham. Forget porridge. It's now time to buy the yacht. He's just earned Dr. Dre money in 7 months. In less time than it takes to give birth to a baby, Potter has just earned more than the creator of The Simpsons did in 2022. And that franchise probably sells toilet seats with Bart Simpson's face in the middle of Indonesia. Potter is earning Taylor Swift money. He was just some average left back at York City, but now one of the best paid managers of all time. He doesn't have to work another day in his entire life, and yet his great grandkids will still be millionaires. Oh, they will be the most entitled spoiled brats. If your great granddad passes down generational wealth, you'd assume he would have a statue outside his place of work. Nah, the way Chelsea fans are feeling, they'd probably choose to pay tribute to the man by building a snowman made out of poo. Graham Potter is now richer than the guy who played Harry Potter. He cost the club £70 million. 70 mil! I have been calling this for years. Why did nobody listen? Here's a comment from February 2022.
Steve Cooper is better than Graham Potter.
I said this a year ago. Now, I'm right. I just am. It's April, and Potter has a £1 billion squad just 9 points above Cooper, who still has picked Jack Kobach in midfield. Not a single outfield Forest player would even get into Chelsea's squad. And that's, I've been having backlash over the Potter stuff for years. Look at this from May 2021.
Come on, it's time to admit in the modern game, Graham Potter is a far better manager than Mourinho.
What? Yeah, maybe we should ask Chelsea Chelsea fans whether Potter's better than Mourinho. Lad, Eddie Howe is flying the flag for English managers right now. But Potter, do you know what this does for English managers who want to get a Champions League job? Who knew that of all the English coaches in the world, the poster boy is actually the man who failed at Burnley purely because he wanted to make pretty football, while the fans were content with ugly, rough rugby ball. Honestly, I know they finally adapted the Vincent Kompany style now, but 10 years ago, it was like trying to get a caveman to wear makeup or asking Susan Boyle to brush her teeth. You are wasting your time, Eddie. But Potter, this has put English managers in the mud. When is the next time an English manager is going to be offered a Champions League job? I'm going to say this, aside from the obvious shout in how, I really think it could be 20 years before another English manager gets a Champions League job. And I mean a proper Champions League job. I don't mean Scott Parker getting a gig at Bruges. I mean, you know what's gonna happen. It's already happening. Michael Carrick is the next great English hope flying that flag, as people will quickly forget that Lampard and Gerrard were exposed quicker than KSI playing Countdown. This is me speaking directly to you, the Potter fanboys. Yes, Chris Hamill, you too. How fitting that he quit football daily this weekend. I think his Potter agenda has fried his brain like scrambled egg. I mean, remember this tweet? Speaking directly to you, the Potter fanboys. What did you see in him? Why did you think he was the next great coach? Please, enlighten me.
Oh, he got Brighton to play pretty football.
Again, Roberto Martinez did that while at Wigan. And fast forward to modern day, as soon as he was announced as the next Portugal boss, I'm pretty sure half the football fans in Lisbon probably immediately strode 6 miles into the sea, wearing school bags filled with rocks. You all wanted this guy to be the next England manager. Can I remind you of all that? Like, what? It was like you were all hypnotized, transfixed under a spell, as if this was the plot of Hocus Pocus 3. You might think I'm being mean to laugh, but no, Potter is a clown. And what do you do with clowns? You laugh at them. I mean, except the Joaquin Phoenix one. But Potter, G-Pots. I never fell for the Potter hype. Not even when he was hypnotizing you all with a 4-0 win over Manchester United. Yeah, I mean, that was great. Really nice. But I mean, Thomas Frank did that this season too. Would you give him the Chelsea job? Would you? At this rate, lads, who hasn't beaten Man United 4-0 since Fergie left? Those managers are everywhere you look. The Brentford manager has beaten Man United 4-0. The Fulham manager has beaten Man United 4-0. The recently sacked Tottenham manager has beaten Man United 4-0. The Liverpool manager has beaten Man United 4-0. The guy who last month was sacked by Oxford United has beaten Man United 4-0. It's nothing special to do these days. So stop the Potter hype forever. Right now, I feel like Daniel Radcliffe in 2011 because the cult of Potter is fighting no more. I mean, so now you can finally drink a beer in peace without paparazzi and weird nerdy fans wanting to lick his face. I'm gonna tell you all now, I never want to hear the name Graham Potter ever again from this day forth. I don't want to hear anybody ever mention him. I don't want to see his name in the comments. I'm sorry, but this channel is a no Potter zone because I won. The current Chelsea interim manager is Bruno. You know that baldy bloke who was a Brighton right back? He is now the Chelsea manager. Thomas Tuchel is going to win the Champions League, while Chelsea have Bruno at the wheel. That man has nothing to do with Chelsea Football Club. Just what? He's got Brighton and Hove Albion in his blood. Leaving him in charge, just what? It's like choosing to divorce your wife, but you still choose to keep her tampons in the fridge? I'm sorry, get Bruno out the door too. Bruno makes me sick. I know, with that sentence right now, I sound like a priest being forced to watch the sequel to Borat. But still, Bruno, don't make me sick. He said when he left Brighton, once a seagull, always a seagull. Yeah, you've got about as much tactical knowledge as one, mate. If Bayern reach the Champions League final, Todd Bowley might as well get plastic surgery on his face. Just make yourself look like an Eskimo who just got hit by a bus, because you won't be able to show your face in public ever again. Imagine if Chelsea this season finish in the bottom half of the table while Chelsea's ex reaches his 3rd Champions League final in 4 seasons. If Tuchel is seen paraded in the European Cup with the club who he lost the final against while manager at PSG, it'll actually make Chelsea look about as clever as anyone who goes on a date with Chris Brown. Forget where Chelsea finish in the league because that's irrelevant. If Bayern win the Champions League or even reach the final, then you are done. Then there's no justification for hiring Potter, because at least if he had taken the Chelsea gig over from Lampard, Di Matteo, or Avram Grant, fine. But kicking out Tuchel for him? No, it's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It would be like Conor McGregor choosing to cheat on his wife with some homeless woman who once had her face ripped off by a chimpanzee. Who's the next Chelsea manager? Easy. Julian Nagelsmann, right? Right? Maybe. If Nagelsmann wants the job, then yeah, give it to him now. But if he doesn't, instead of Bruno, I would flirt with the idea of appointing Brendan Rodgers on an interim deal until May. I know, replacing one ex-Swansea coach with another. I know, it sounds mental, but purely as a manager and coach, I think you would stand a chance. Not a great chance, not even a good chance, but a chance of maybe winning the Champions League and scrambling Europa League football this season. And let's not forget, he's also an ex-Chelsea employee. I mean, he used to fetch Josie his coffee and probably gave him a foot massage on the bus. The Leicester dressing room just went stale. But Rodgers is still a brilliant manager and probably would take an 8-week contract until the end of May. But he won't get it because we already had all this with another ex-Liverpool boss, Rafa Benitez. I mean, he was Chelsea interim and the fans wouldn't let him forget that he once criticised the club. So did Rodgers. While at Swansea, he said no to Chelsea because he didn't want to destroy his career. So it wouldn't work. He's a good manager who I think would do well, but the sensitive fans would not accept him. I mean, can you imagine if the news story breaks that Brendan Rodgers is the next Chelsea boss? I honestly think Chelsea fans might contemplate emigrating to Japan, but Rodgers is on another level to Potter, and he's shown that he can control monster egos. I mean, this is a guy who's given Steven Gerrard, Luis Suarez, Daniel Sturridge, Raheem Sterling. He knitted them all together and nearly won the league. I mean, give him raw talent like Donny Dwake, Mikhailo Mudryk, Benoit Badiashile, even his old mate Wesley Fofana, and I actually think as a coach, he would be perfect for the job. But I'll touch on why I think his Leicester sacking was unfair in the Prem catch-up tomorrow. Tune into that one because his sacking, I don't like it at all. In fact, it makes me physically queasy, as if I've just swallowed a plate of sausages that were just dipped in the loo. But Potter is done. He's finished. I don't want to hear you link him with the Tottenham job. Nah. I swear, because if that man in the space of 7 months goes from replacing Thomas Tuchel and then Antonio Conte, it will be the height of disrespect. It's like two different women dumping Hollywood hunks like Channing Tatum and Aquaman only to go on a date with some fat geek with acne on his neck. So no, don't you dare Tottenham. Don't you dare bring Potter back into the Premier League. If you hire him, I will be angry. We have got rid of Potter from the exclusive Premier League. It would be like a doorman kicking a drunken lout out of a 5-star nightclub on New Year's Eve. Only for the guy who sells the lollipops in the toilet to help him sneak back in through the bathroom window. Oh, don't blame me when Johnny Vodka punches the DJ and vomits into his martini drink. I think Potter's next club should be overseas. Failing at Chelsea has ruined his reputation. Take a tip from David Moyes. I mean, after his high-profile Manchester United flop, where he was also sacked in April, he needed to leave the country. If Moyes had stuck around and taken the first vacant Premier League job that came his way, he would have gone from Manchester United to West Brom, Crystal Palace, or QPR. Wouldn't have been a good look. So honestly, Potter, if you want to wash the stink of Chelsea failure off your stomach, I could see him going to Valencia. They gave Gary Neville a job. Valencia is a huge club, but they're not the most ambitious when it comes to managers. Gennaro Gattuso, anyone? They currently have Ruben Barbaja. They once had the Neville brothers. They're like the frustrating grade A bookworm student daughter that you have, who goes through a rebellious phase of just going on dates with illiterate street punks who've got skulls tattooed across their face, which is probably why Valencia are second bottom of the league. Honestly, Potter, if you stay in England, your next job won't be flattering. You're probably next in line for the Everton gig, or Sheffield United when they sack their boss at Halloween. Go abroad and that might maybe save your dignity. But other than that, I don't care. Potter is gone, and Chris Hamill, I have won. I have finally been proved right. I am finally vindicated. I am finally been proven right. For years, my predictions and my football opinions have made me collect too many L's, but right now, I'm holding this. I am holding this aloft. This is never going to leave my side. Graham Potter is gone. Yes! I'm not crazy. I'm not. For years, you all thought I needed to be dragged up in men in white coats, but no. You finally now all see what I've been saying. And I know, me ranting right now makes me sound like even more of a raving lunatic, but still, no. Finally, my Potter opinion has been proven correct.